During this homily, there will be 3 visual aids used. Visual aid number 1, please. The challenge, my brothers and sisters, to keep reaching. To keep reaching. The last weekend of April was the group First Holy Communion. As I mentioned, we are going to be celebrating Peyton's First Communion at this Mass. And at that time, the original lilies and hyacinths and tulips that we had decorated the church with for Easter were a little sad. They were at the point of being ready to be taken out to be planted for next year. I thought, well, it's First Holy Communion Saturday. We need to have flowers and plants. So I went. Now, I have to admit, I wasn't expecting to find much at the greenhouse because everything's been blooming so early this year. But I was surprised because I found these beautiful plants with white flowers starting to bloom. Just starting. Because they were just starting for 1, 2, 3 weekends. Up until last weekend, they still had some flowers on them. Now I realized that by this weekend, they would be finished blooming. But here's what I noticed, boys and girls. That even though all the blossoms have turned brown or fallen off, the stem itself was continuing to reach. Continuing to reach. Past the point where a lot of people probably said, oh, that's dead. It's not. It's not dead. It's still growing. 1 week from today, after the 11 o'clock Mass, we are going to celebrate a 100th year. Now, we're probably used to hearing about the 100th year of an event or the 100th birthday of a building. In fact, St. Mary Church will be 100 years old in 2016. But this isn't a building or an event, it's a person. Dorothy Tyler is our parishioner, and she's going to turn that many. Now, you might expect, oh, well, I mean, you think I'm old. I know. But people probably thought, oh, well, that she's in bed, she can't walk. Now, we don't know. Sometimes people at a much younger age, even than 100, become ill, right? Many things we don't know in life. But Dorothy, well, let's put it to you this way. She took her first plane ride at age 92. Now, I don't know about you, but I would think, if I hadn't been on a plane before 92, I think I'm going to be grounded. It's just not going to make it. Not Dorothy, she keeps reaching. But I don't think she did it just to get some attention. They did make a toast to her on that plane. But see, what I see in Dorothy is reaching in her faith, still reaching further in her faith. When we started having regular masses at the nursing homes, some of the nursing homes, we said anyone can come, and that's still true. Anyone can come to those 9:30 masses on Mondays at the nursing homes. But one of the first people who came, who was it? Dorothy, yes. Dorothy came. And in fact, on Monday mornings, even before she goes to the nursing home for Mass at 9:30, at the end of the 7 a.m. Mass, she's almost always here, cleaning. How about that? For reaching. Visual aid number 2, please. Speaking of cleaning, there are a lot of high places in here. Probably some of you have sat in your places and, oh, there's a cobweb. Well, as recently as this week, a couple of our holy dusters, the volunteers who help clean the church, got this thing built so that they can reach the stations or where somebody's head. Mr. Gorman's head. Why? Because, well, it's not enough to say, oh, that's too far away, I can't reach it. God has given us in our lives tools to reach when he sends his apostles out. Go to the ends of the world. He doesn't say, stay in your backyard. Now, boys and girls, if your moms and dads tell you you need to stay in the backyard, I'm here to tell you you need to stay in the backyard. Because they have a reason. You know, moms and dads have a wisdom. They say, okay, this is your world. For now, this is your whole world. And it will get wider. And wider. And wider. But let's face it. When mom and dad put something out of reach because it wouldn't be safe for you to touch or taste, I don't say disobey them. You need to obey them. But it shows we're made to reach because a lot of us, probably back then, when they said, well, I'm putting this up here, you might have thought, well, my legs aren't long enough, but if I use that stool and that counter, I can reach. Boys and girls, brothers and sisters, we are meant continually to reach out. Now, anyone who's ever been involved in any ministry or program in the church probably understands the experience of frustration. You plan this, oh, this is going to be wonderful. We're having a holy hour. We're having a presentation on Catholicism or bioethics, or the church is teaching on marriage. It's going to be wonderful. And then, not so many people come. And it can lead us to ask, well, is it really worth continuing to reach out? Let me tell you this. The times that I have not reached the goal of ministry is because I haven't reached. Because I have not reached out the way all of us are called to reach out. Now, I told you at the beginning of this homily that there were going to be 3 visual aids. The first was a plant. Don't touch your hair. It's really slicked. What's the third visual aid? All of us. Like it or not, by our lives, the way we live today, we will show whether we are or are not an effective visual aid. Will people experience you and me as reaching out to them? Reaching further? Reaching deeper? Or will they say, I think they're Catholics because they're so to themselves? That would not be good. Because it would not be of Christ. And you and I are supposed to be visual aids of Christ for one another. So boys and girls, I'm going to invite you to stand. And it's often the case, where I call on you to be examples for the rest of us. I want you to just reach as high as you can. Tiptoes. It's a challenge. It's not easy. Keep reaching. My brothers and sisters, we shouldn't have to wait for them to reach for us. As Jesus shows when he goes to the Father's right hand, he's always reaching for us. Reach for your child today. Reach for the child of Christ that is each and every one of us. Amen.
Amen.